Hi, welcome back. It's Beth from Restyled Pieces Boutique, and today's makeover minutes is on how to wallpaper a portion of your furniture piece. So I use this wallpaper and some paste, and I put a little detail on the side of a media cabinet that I worked on. And so if you'd like to see that makeover, just stay tuned. So I'm getting started right away with this brown media cabinet. It could easily become a buffet or a storage cabinet or an entryway cabinet, but I'm going to get started with using the Zinsser Super Grip heavy duty wallpaper adhesive. And then I have this white textured wallpaper that's paintable and it's really a nice texture. And I wanted to add something cool to this piece. So I look at my measurements that I wrote down on my little pink paper there. And then I just measure on my mat about how long and wide. Now, a little word of advice. When you measure to put this on the side of your piece or wherever you're putting it, you don't want it to be a little too big because the idea is, I'll make it a little bit too large and then I can just trim it afterwards. But it's kind of difficult to trim. And so you want to, if anything, make it just a millimeter or two smaller, maybe a 1/16 of an inch smaller than what you need. So I cut my paper, I stirred my paste well, and I put it in a disposable plastic liner for my roller to roll into. And I'm using a foam roller, just cheap foam roller, so I can roll on the paste to the back of my paper and to the side of my piece. You don't really want this super thick, but you want to cover your area well. I just made sure I didn't have big globs because you can they'll squeeze out or your paper will become a little bit wavy because it has a big glob of the paste underneath it. So make sure it's evenly rolled out on your piece and that you don't have big globs anywhere. It is easy to clean up, so if some of it seeps out the edges, you can just use a wet cloth and it'll wipe right up. And I like to put this on before I do much of anything to my piece. I did fill some little dings and dents, and I've already done some things on the top of my piece. But other than that, I'm ready to go. So I'm also doing the back of the wallpaper the same way, just nice, even, thin layer. Not really thin, but no globs. You will totally get the hang of it, no problem. So I'm also taking care to make sure I cover the edges and the corners of my piece of wallpaper very well. Once I get that finished, I just place that on the side of my piece and I start pressing it down all around, rubbing it down the corners. I even get a little soft brush and I just kind of move it along the wallpaper so that I make sure it adheres very well. When I'm sure that piece is adhered and all the excess is wiped off, I just had a tiny bit of excess. I'm going to cover this rosin paper with another piece so I won't, when I put my second piece of wallpaper on there to get glue on it, I won't get the glue that's on the paper on the front of my wallpaper. So I adhered that second piece. I let it dry overnight, and then the next morning I came in and I primed my whole entire piece with water-based primer. This is Kills Restoration Primer, and it is one of my favorite primers. It helps block bleed through and give my surface a nice smooth start. So here I'm just caulking on the edges. I do this on a lot of furniture pieces anyway, just kind of gives it a more finished look on the corners and where there might be a seam between the two pieces of wood. So I just think it gives it a more professional look. And after I finish that up and that dries, I'm going to paint this piece with 1 Hour enamel from Restyled Paint in the color Foxtrot, a beautiful deep green. I love this color, and this is a one-step paint. You do not need top coat. It is super durable. It is an enamel paint, and I'm going to spray this piece, and you just won't believe how it turns out. It's so gorgeous. I love how this green brings out the details in the wallpaper. So I finished my entire piece, and let's look at what it looked like before. And now the modern beautiful after. Thanks for joining me today on today's Makeover Minutes here at Restyled Pieces Boutique. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, just hit that subscribe button and the bell button so that you can be notified when videos come out. I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.